right, it's time for Answers. This week's question comes from Rich. His question is about insurance. Simply put, he writes, how much do I need to have and what kind? Go.
Exciting world of insurance. Okay, number one, you need property insurance. So for your automobiles and your homes, or if you're a renter. And the principle with all of that is to get the biggest deductible policy as you can, because you want to use insurance for the big catastrophic expenses. You don't want to be using it to pay off little things, a cracked window or something like that, because the more claims you make, the more you're going to pay in premiums later on. So homeowners insurance. If you're a renter, you should also have it, because part of those is liability insurance. So that can pay off if someone tries to sue you. They're at your house and they trip over something. So you want to make sure you have that. The other is life insurance. And you only need life insurance if someone relies on your income, or if you provide services that would cost someone else money to replace. So you're a parent, that's the obvious example. You're raising kids, you need life insurance. Even if you're a stay-at-home parent, you're doing something, providing lots of services, you should also have life insurance. People who don't have kids, people whose kids are out of the house, you probably actually no longer need any kind of life insurance. And a lot of people actually have life insurance for their kids. Gerber sells this. It's probably actually not necessary. Simply put, the best type of life insurance is term life insurance, pure life insurance, and you just need it for as long as you are paying. For me, I think in terms of when the kids are out of the house and out of college. At that point, I don't think we need any more life insurance. You can buy something called whole life or cash value insurance, which is sometimes called permanent insurance, which has an investment component to it. Unfortunately, those are usually more expensive. The investments aren't so great. What you can do if you have one of those policies is do something called a 1035 exchange to move it to something like an annuity, so it makes it a better investment prospect. And the last type of insurance that you may or may not need is disability, and you only need to do that if A, people are relying on your income, and B, you are in a job that you being in good physical shape is important. So for me, as a writer, I spend 90% of my time sitting at a desk reading and writing. I personally don't have disability insurance other than what we all get through Social Security. But the more your income relies on you being able to move around and do certain things, you should consider disability insurance. The problem is it's very expensive, so shop around.
We once went to a financial advisor, my husband and I, and the guy was like, okay, you guys need, I don't want to say he pretended to do some calculations, but he was like, tap, tap, tappity, tap. And he was like, you each need $1 million life insurance policy. And I was like, really? Like, really? We need that much? And that just seemed like too much. Like, not to be like, well, if Ron dies, I'm going to be getting married a few years after that, so I don't need that income, or, but I was just like, $1 million seems like a lot.
The rule of thumb here is 10 times your salary as a base. Now, everyone who is covered by Social Security, their survivors will get some money if they pass away. So you can use a calculator to do that tappity-tap thing, and you factor in all those benefits and all that to figure out how much. So $1 million actually doesn't sound that high to me,
okay.
Especially when you're talking about term life insurance and you're in your 20s or 30s. Getting an extra $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 of insurance is actually pretty cheap, and you don't want to err on being too cheap with your life insurance. So I don't think actually that's a bad amount in terms of how much life insurance to have.
All right, so homeowners or renters, term life insurance, and then disability insurance. Boom.
You got it.
Can I interject?
Please do.
Hey, here's Brian Richards.
Hey, where did I come from? What is one type of insurance that you probably don't need? What's an overrated insurance product?
Well, there is the one for kids. Another one is people get mortgage insurance. So it's a certain type of life insurance that'll pay off your mortgage if you die. The thing is, as you pay off your mortgage with your monthly payments, the value of your mortgage goes down. So it's a benefit that eventually it won't pay off as much. That makes sense. It's a debt goes down. You should factor in the fact that you have a mortgage in determining how much life insurance you need, but you don't need specifically mortgage insurance. A very controversial one is long-term care insurance, which a lot of people think about, and they should consider how they're going to pay for any care they need in their older years. The problem is long-term care insurance is expensive, and it is not efficiently priced. What has happened to a lot of people who started paying on these policies, they were told later in life, well, I'm sorry, you were told that your premiums aren't going to go up, but we're going to have to increase them by 30, 40, 50%. So that's a situation where it's a good idea to consider it, but it is not cheap, and most people end up not really getting much of a benefit from it.
All right, insurance. There you go. And if you have a question just like Rich, you can reach us at answers@fool.com. You can also reach us on Twitter. We are @AnswersPodcast.